You please. Yeah, you send it.
Good evening, dear all. Welcome to today's webinar. Before that, let me introduce our speaker for today. Our speaker for today is Dr. Godey Sivapragazam. She has obtained her diploma in medical laboratory technology at a private university, MSU, in 2007. After that, she obtained her bachelor's degree in biotechnology at University Malaya Sabah in 2010 with a JPA scholarship, where she gained all the fundamental and applied research knowledge, particularly during her final year project. Her passion in research encouraged her to pursue a master's degree at University Science Malaysia USM in molecular medicine at 2015 under the My Brain 15 scholarship. Her research interests focused on plant extraction and in vitro analysis antibacterial in 2000. In 2016, she decided to further her Doctor of Philosophy degree (PhD) to expand her experience and knowledge in the field of medical biotechnology, particularly in anti-cancer research. During her study journey, she was also the recipient of the Graduate Research Fellow (GRF) scheme and the My Brain 15 scholarship to pursue her PhD. She successfully completed her research and graduated in 2019. Overall, she has more than 20 high impact publications. Without any further delay, I would like to invite Dr. Gode to start her webinar topic today.
Thank you, Dr. Nandini. Okay, good afternoon, all. Okay, as introduced, my name is Bodhi Sivaprakasan, and for today's session, I'll be talking about what happens in your body when you get infected with coronavirus. Okay, okay, so this is a SARS-CoV-2. This virus actually belongs to the family of coronavirus because of its appearance like crown-like spikes on its surface. So this coronavirus, SARS-CoV-2, can cause COVID-19. This COVID-19 is a contagious viral infection which attacks our throat and lungs. So what actually happens in our body when you contract coronavirus? What exactly causes your body to develop pneumonia? And how a vaccine can work against this infection? So all these questions will be answered during this session. Okay. Okay, this is coronavirus. Okay, this coronavirus, they must infect living cell in order to reproduce. So inside the coronavirus, it has genetic material which contain the information to make more copies of itself. The virus protein shell provide a protective closure for the genetic material so that the virus can travel in between the people that it infects. So the virus outer envelope allow the virus to infect the cells by merging with the cell's outer membrane. Okay, as you can see here, the projecting part from the envelopes are spikes of protein molecule. Okay, so these spikes are present in both typical influenza virus and new coronavirus. Okay, both of these viruses, they use their spikes like a key so that they can get inside your body, where it takes over the internal machinery, repurposing it to build the components of the virus. Okay, so when an infected person cough, sneeze, or even talk, the droplets carrying the virus may land on your mouth or nose and then moving into your lungs. So when inside your body, this virus, they come in contact with your body inside the cells of your throat, nose, or lungs. Okay, so once inside the cell, the spikes of the virus, okay, they will insert into the receptor molecule on your healthy cell membrane, just like a key and lock. So this action allow the virus to get inside your cell. So in normal situation like typical flu virus, they travel inside the cell membrane in a form of sac. Okay, this sac is made up of cell membrane, and they will enter the nucleus of the host cell, which contain all its genetic material. But in coronavirus, on the other hand, okay, this virus, they don't have to get inside the host cell nucleus. They can actually directly access to the part of the cell called ribosomes. Okay, so what they do with the ribosome is that they manipulate this ribosome to use the genetic information from the virus to make the viral proteins such as spikes, protective shells, and also outer membrane. Okay, so this packaging structure on your cell, okay, carries the spikes and other component in a form of vesicle, which then they will merge with your outer layer of your cell membrane. So when all the parts required is created, okay, they will gather beneath your cell membrane. Okay, once this is done, the virus will begin to butt off from the cell membrane. Okay, so now that the virus is formed, the virus will then spread in your body. So how can you develop pneumonia symptom? So for this, we just have to look into your lungs. Okay, so each of your lungs have separate sections called lobes. So normally when you breathe, okay, air moves freely into your trachea or your windpipe, and then through the large tubes called bronchi and through a smaller tubes called bronchioles. Okay, only then they will reach into a tiny sac called alveoli. Okay, so your airways and alveoli, they are very flexible and springy. So when you breathe in, each of the air sac or the alveoli, okay, they will inflate like a small balloon. And when you exhale, your air sac or alveoli, they will deflate. Okay, small blood vessels called capillaries, okay, they will surround your alveoli. So this oxygen that we inhale, okay, will pass into your capillaries, and carbon dioxide which passes out as a result of your respiration, okay, they will pass out from your capillary into your alveoli so that your lungs can get rid of it, okay, when you exhale. So your airways, okay, they will catch most of the germs in the mucus that line your trachea, bronchi, and also bronchiole. So in healthy body, what happens is that hair-like cilia lines the tube, push away the mucus and also the germs out of the airways, where you might expel through your cough. Okay, normally the cells of your immune system, okay, they will attach virus and germs that pass through your mucus and also cilia to enter your alveoli. But in your if let's say your immune system is weakened under condition, maybe you have virus infection like corona, okay, this virus, they will overwhelm your immune cell, and this will lead your bronchi and alveoli to be become inflamed. Okay, so this will allow your immune system to attack the multiplying virus. Okay, so when the inflammation takes place, this will lead your alveoli to be filled with fluid or pus, okay, making us to feel difficult or to get the body difficult to breathe, because your body not able to get oxygen and it needs. Okay, so from inflammation, what happens is that you may develop lobar pneumonia. Okay, so lobar pneumonia means your lobe of your lungs is affected. Only one part of your lobe is infected. Okay, as shown in the slide. But you can also develop more serious complication called as bronchopneumonia. So this bronchopneumonia, it affects many area of your lungs. Okay. Okay, so once you develop pneumonia, this may lead you to obtain several symptoms. Okay, so the first one will be difficulty in breathing. Then you may develop chest pain, coughing, you may have fever and chills, You may feel confused, headache, muscle pain, and you feel tired all the time. Okay, so these can lead to more serious complication like respiratory failure. Okay, respiratory failure, it occurs when your breathing becomes so difficult that you need a machine called ventilator to help your breathing. So uh, these are the machines that save lives, and now the medical device company are currently ramped up for the production. Okay, now when you develop these symptoms, it solely depends on your age and also the underlying condition. Okay, now leaving the complication side, now thanks to the scientists, production of vaccine has dramatically changed the course of infection. So now let's see how vaccine work against COVID-19 infection. Okay. So after we have been exposed to an infection, our immune system remember the threat in particularly by producing antibodies. So these proteins or antibody they will circulate in the body and also throughout the body. Okay, so they will quickly recognize and disable the invader upon contact and thereby preventing or minimizing the illness. So this is why we usually do not get sick with the same infection twice because we are basically immune to the infection. Okay, so um, virus in production of virus, they mimic this process, encouraging the immune system to make antibodies without us having to go through the illness process. Okay, some of the leading SARS-CoV-2 vaccine or COVID-19 vaccines are mRNA vaccines. Okay, so these vaccines are based on incorporating the genetic blueprint for the key spike protein on the virus that I mentioned before. Okay, which present on the virus surface into a formula that, when injected into human, it instructs our own cell to make the spike protein. Okay, so in turn, this body or our body or infected body will make antibodies against the spike protein and they will protect us against the viral infection. Okay, so moving on, this strategy is actually faster than more traditional approaches. Okay, whereby these traditional approaches involve generating weakened or inactivated form of live virus or making amount of the spike protein to determine whether they can prompt an antibody response. Okay, so once a potential vaccine is discovered, a number of checkpoints exist before it can be administered to people. So the first one will be pre-clinical test. Okay, this test involves experiment in a laboratory with animals. Okay, scientists must ensure the vaccine's candidate is not only effective but also safe. So for an example, an antibody response to an imperfect vaccine could under extreme condition can end up increasing the danger of becoming infected. Okay, then when the potential vaccine have achieved the necessary preclinical results, then clinical trials can begin in a small group of people. Okay, so as the vaccine candidate advances, it is tested on increasing number of people with scientists and doctors closely monitoring the safety, efficacy, and also the dosing. So upon successful completion of clinical trials, this vaccine candidate must be reviewed and approved by regulatory agencies such as FDA. Okay, before the large scale manufacturing and distribution gets underway and the licensed vaccine is administered widely. Okay, so what happens after COVID-19 vaccination? Okay, How can we curb this situation after being successfully vaccinated? So, if you are about to have or have recently had your COVID 19 vaccination, it is very important for you to understand the limitation of COVID 19 vaccine. Okay, this vaccine can prevent serious illness, but protection from the COVID vaccine, okay, it takes at least 2 to 3 weeks to kick or boost in. So being vaccinated doesn't mean you are fully protected. It is very important that you return to the second dose when called, and these will give you a higher level of protection. Even after you had both doses of the vaccine, you may still get COVID 19 or give someone else. Okay, so after being vaccinated, it is very important for you to do these simple things to protect yourself and also the people around you. Okay, the first thing is stay at home unless you need to leave for work, medical appointment, exercise, or to get essential supplies. Follow all the rules on social distancing, like stay 2 meters apart, always wear a face mask in closed public places. Make sure you wash your hand regularly and clean your surface regularly, and make sure your indoors are ventilated as much as possible. Okay, we know it is hard, but please don't be tempted to let your guard down until we have vaccinated millions more people who got infection levels right down. So we have to carry on with our behaviors to protect each other. Your action matters. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Gode, for a very wonderful presentation. Uh, dear all, do you all have any questions to be asked? Any questions? Okay, no questions. So thank you, Dr. Gode, for enlightening presentation. So I hope all of you all have gained something from this presentation. Thank you so much.